Hey, it's Kage, and I'm wanting to do a video for you, Nightmares. So, I started thinking, going, okay, I'm at 50 subscribers, and I thought, might as well do one of those appreciation videos. So, I did the motivation video, another one. But I started to think, maybe that wasn't enough. Because after that video, I got 4 more subscribers. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so freaking ecstatic. Now, most people I've started to see have watched more so my questions videos than my other videos. So far, since I don't really have that much and I'm not good at editing, as you'll probably tell, I want to do another question video. So I thought about doing funny random questions that would kind of spice up things a bit. So I thought about doing the 50 random and funny questions thing for road trips and other things. So I'm just gonna get started. It'll be really boring and long. I don't know. So bear with me, please. Um, but I'm gonna try my best, okay? So I hope you enjoy. All right. So, what movie deserves a sequel? I don't really see many movies that deserve a sequel because some of them are really left on a bad note or don't follow much storyline to the book or other movies that were prior to. So I can't really say what deserves a sequel. Small Soldiers 2 would be pretty good, unless they already have that. Anyway, number 2. What one toy would you like to throw repeatedly at a brick wall? A Rubik's Cube. Now, those things pissed me off as a kid. It would just go on and on and on. No, even worse, a Furby. Have you ever messed with one of those demon things, those toys from hell? They wouldn't shut up, they'd keep talking and going on, and apparently there's been so many reports that they're legitimately crazy, that they're possessed, and that they're the most violent and weird talking things they've ever had to deal with. So I'd pretty much say a Furby. What is one thing a woman should never do? Now, this pretty much sounds sexist when you ask the question. Women should never. I have no answer for this. What should women never do? I actually support women, so I mostly go with, like, do whatever you want. Should they never? Should never fight with another person for no legitimate reason without knowing the proper evidence. Same thing goes for guys. Um, I don't know. That's the best answer I could come up with. Who would you hate to see naked? I was thinking Betty White, but I wouldn't really care. It sounds weird. It sounds gross, but to me, everyone should be naked if they wanted. You were born that way. Pretty much, if you're gonna go on. You're naked at one point in your life. You're always naked. You shower naked. You were born naked. You pretty much die naked. I don't know. Is everyone naked everywhere? Like, if there was a heaven, is everyone naked? If there was a hell, is everyone naked? If there's just a Middle Earth, is everyone naked? These are the things I question. But the question is, who would I hate to see naked? I'm just going to go with Betty White. I'm just going to go with it. I don't know. I don't think so. No, I don't know who I'd like to not see naked. Mel Gibson. I don't want to see him naked. I don't know. Just doesn't seem right. What is your favorite kind of cereal? I would go with Lucky Charms, but I don't really like that. Honeycomb cereal is really good. But I'll go with Cocoa Puffs. I love Cocoa Puffs. Or Nesquik. What is one thing you always wanted as a kid but never got? I'd go with. I always wanted to have, like, the whole Batman collection. I loved Batman. I still to this day, as you can tell. But I really, really, really always wanted a Batman. Like, I wanted my own Batman. I wanted my own Batcave. I wanted everything. But I also wanted to have my own little Joker. I wanted Harley Quinn. I had this really esteemed crush on Harley Quinn. I still do. I love her. She's ecstatic. She's awesome. She's a great character, great villain. I've always loved her character. And I always wanted somebody like that, like a mother or a girlfriend or like somebody that I knew like Harley Quinn. Just seemed right, but I never got that. Still want to this day. If you ever, if you were in a witness protection program, what would my alias be? I thought about it and I wanted to do Jax Teller because of Sons of Anarchy, but to be honest, I don't know. I want something cool. I would go with like Lucian Evergreen, Everforest. I don't know. Something cool, something exotic, something more you'd hear in a video game. I don't know. It seemed cool. What is the nicest thing someone else has done for you? Giving me a place to stay. I was on the streets a lot of the time. I did a lot of drugs. I did a lot of problems. I was an idiot, but they gave me a place to stay. They took me in. I changed my ways from being a pretty much selfish prick to being much more open and honest with myself to understand why I'm going through things. So the best thing they did was they gave me a home, they gave me food, they gave me clothes, and I'm pretty grateful for that. That was the best thing anyone's ever done for me. If you could bring someone famous back from the grave, who would you choose? I don't know. Kurt Cobain, actually. I want to know the truth. If it was Courtney Love or if he did self-suicide. I want to know what happened. And I think a lot of people would. Maybe Jimi Hendrix. He's great. You can't bring one without the other back. Both of the dead band members of the Beatles. A lot of old rock bands. I'd probably bring back Michael Jackson. I know it sounds weird, but he was a king of pop. I love his music, so yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of people I'd bring back because I want to learn different things from them, or I would love to still see what they do to this day. You know what? I'd bring back Jesus so I can know exactly everything. I want to see what that's like. Oh, but wait, he was already brought back. Yeah, but to me, I want to bring back him in flesh and blood, for example. Where do you not mind waiting? I don't mind waiting at like a coffee shop or candy store or video game store or comic book store. I don't mind waiting in those places because it's like I can do something. I can sit there and drink something or read something. Some place that I can do something so I'm not standing there going like, oh, well, they'll show up soon. I want them to be like, okay, I'm doing something, and then they show up and they're like, oh, hey, sorry for being late. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm fine. I was doing this. I don't know. That's kind of my thing. If you could lock up one person in a mental institution, who would it be? Justin Bieber. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I don't care. Justin Bieber. He hasn't learned. He's freaking around. He's fucking with people's lives. He's fucking himself over. He was a good kid. Unfortunately, yeah, you guys may hate me for this. He was a good kid. He was very talented from a young age. But after a while, I think the fame got to his head. His music I never really liked anyway. But he still had more talent than he does now. He was smarter back then than he is now. I'd put him in a mental institution so he could probably think about everything he's fucked up on in his life. Fucking idiot. In a way. But anyway. What is your favorite potato chip? Flavor? Ketchup? Or dill? I don't know. I like dill pickle or ketchup. So, I don't know. Is Doritos? No, that's cornstarch. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Ketchup or dill. If you could project yourself into the past, where would you go? 1944. I want to see what happened if I actually told Hitler that they were coming for him. earlier than expected. Like tell him what would happen, see what the history would change. I don't know, or go back to like way back and profess myself as a god or a deity and just be like, I am this god. I know this of the future, what's going to happen, and then them just be like, oh, I don't believe you, and then it happens, and like, oh my god, like witchcraft, he's awesome, and just like have like a statue resurrected in me. Be kind of cool, you know. Wouldn't you want to do that? What is your most impressive car repair skill? I can change your oil, I can change your brakes, and I can change your car tire. So, ha. I know I'm doing a lot of head movements, like, ha. like, ha. It's just there. Spasmodic. I think the energy drink that I just had is kicking in. What is the best sports stadium arena you have ever been to? I've only been to one, and that's the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, like the Sky Dome. The Sky Dome is what it was called. So, yeah, that was pretty much the place before it became the Rogers Centre. What would you refuse to do for $1 million? A lot. 1 million ain't enough for a lot of things. Like, I wouldn't eat shit for $1 million. I wouldn't kill somebody for $1 million, depends. No, I'm kidding. But for $1 million, I would pretty much refuse it. Oh, what would I refuse doing? Okay, I had to reread the question. What would I refuse doing for $1 million? Like, if I got it, I would pretty much refuse playing video games for a week. $1 million, I can do anything. So I pretty much put away my video games for a while. Or I would refuse sex for a month. Now that's putting on a lot of pressure for me. I pretty much just fucked myself there. But $1 million, I can do whatever I want. Well, not whatever I want, but enough. Food for thought. I don't know what I'd do. Now that's going to get me thinking. If you were home on a rainy Sunday afternoon, which I normally do, what movie would you want to see on television? Rocky Horror Picture Show, Underworld, the entire series, Riddick, the entire series, Carrie, the original and the new, what else? Let Me In, the Swedish version, which came out first. Rec, like Recording from Spain, which was a really good movie before Quarantine came out. A lot of vampire and like werewolf and like all that sort of movies, but like not Twilight sort of stuff, like actual vampires and actual werewolves and stuff. Like, books were great. I loved the books, don't get me wrong. The movies, a little overplayed, needed a lot more work. A lot. They took out way too much and they screwed it up and made it all like, Bella, oh, Edward. Like, they made it too fucked up. Sorry. My own personal thought and opinion. You have yours, and I respect it, but there's my own. So a lot of good movies, like a lot of them. What historical figure would you most like to have a discussion with? Albert Einstein. I'd love to know the brain of Albert, like to understand him. I would also love to have a thought with Hitler. I want to know what he was thinking on why it started, why he fell for these things. I would love to have conversations with many historical figures, because you can learn so much of the past that was true and not false. If you could close one fast food chain due to the disgusting food, what would you pick? Now, this is probably going to get me fucked over because I got a lot of food poisoning and a lot of problems from McDonald's. Now, they have a lot of good stuff. They're like their Filet-O-Fish is I love. I just keep dying for Big Macs. Oh, I die for them. And a lot of other good foods. But it's not for the disgusting food. I just get sick from it. So I'd pretty much close that down, I guess. What is one thing you refuse to share? My relationships. I don't know. I can, but I don't. I'm very dragon greed. Like, if it's mine, it's mine. And if somebody's gonna take it from me, I get like all defensive. I'm like, that's mine. Like, if you go into a dragon's den and you take something from them, what do they instantly do? They'll trace you. They'll chase you down. They'll kill you. Take back what's theirs and more. That sort of thing. Like, I get to that point, and I don't like it, but it's something I do. I refuse to share my food sometimes a lot, depending on what kind of food. I refuse to share it. I also refuse to share my controller for my Xbox. It's mine. I love it. It's my own controller. And I do refuse to share my music. Like, if it's my iPod, I don't like lending it out to people, so I don't like sharing it that way. I'll give you the music name of the song, but I don't like doing that, or my electronics that I get new. If you went to a psychiatrist, what would he or she say you suffer from? Well, I've been told I have ADHD, ADD. I have a little tiny bit of OCD, multiple personality disorder, schizophrenia, slightly, bipolar. Like, I don't know. These are the things that I've been told I would be told, but for now, ADHD, ADD, and a little bit of OCD. So yeah. If you could be on a cover of any magazine, what would you choose? Inked. I love looking at Inked. Maybe on the front of a motorcycle magazine, or guitars. That's a good magazine. A lot of different magazines. I don't really like National Geographic. No. I don't know. Pretty much Inked. I'll go with Inked. What makes you really sleepy? Sleepy time tea, talking a lot. I get really tired from talking a lot. Like, I'll start yawning. As soon as I bring up yawning, son of a bitch. Yawning. I forgot the question. Gaming for long periods of time without stop. Eating. I get itis. And doing things that bore me, like math. What's one thing that annoys you most at a restaurant? The way the things are set up. Sometimes in a restaurant, I don't like how the setup is on what it looks like on the inside. Whether they make it try and push it being like, this is what we are. This is how it is. Like, if it's more like, I'm here. I'm elegant. This is where I'd eat. Or, I'm here. This is what I want for this time. That brings ease to the eyes, and not, this is how it is. Here, have it. Like, you don't like that. No, like, it's bothersome. So yeah. What do people do too much of today? They're on their phones too much. They're very into swag or YOLO. Like, yeah, I'll say it once in a while just to make fun of it, but like, if I'm gonna do a YOLO, it's gonna be a Leroy Jenkins. Something like that. What is the most inspiring movie that you've ever seen? Most inspiring movie I've ever seen. Oh man, there's so many. Like, you can learn a lot from a Disney movie, and even though you probably think that you can't, there's a lot to learn from it. Like, in Mulan, you learn that, no matter if you're male or female, you can do whatever you want and be who you are and be courageous and strong. That in Lion King, you don't have to be like, you don't have to be afraid. You can be courageous and do and fight for what's right. And so on and so forth. There's so many different things you can learn from different movies of Disney. So pretty much any Disney movie I've watched, or any movie, period, you learn a lot from them. What household chore have you never done? I don't know. I actually don't have a chore I've never done. I've swept, I've mopped, I've vacuumed, I've cleaned walls, I've cleaned windows. Pretty much, I've done every chore known to man. Except for ride on a lawnmower. That's it. How do you like to relax? Pretty much a nice, beautiful breeze coming in my room. a lot of snackage like jubes and chips and pop and stuff, and uh, a good TV, a bunch of games that I haven't played storylines of or multiplayer, play with friends, and listen to some pretty rad tunes, laughing it off, telling jokes with my buddies, uh, or, just spending it to myself, writing my book, listening to music. Mostly involves music. In what part of the world would you hate to be by yourself? I've heard a lot of bad thoughts and a lot of bad things about different places, but I've also heard do not judge a book by its cover. So to be honest, anywhere. I don't like being alone anywhere when it comes to different places. So pretty much, I don't like being alone. It saddens me. To what would you devote your more time? Video games, sex, book writing, making money, video games, eating, watching TV, reading manga, a lot of stuff. I devote a lot of time to a lot of things if I need to, but I would love to devote them to a lot of other stuff. What would be the best thing about not having a sense of smell? Oh, not smelling public bathrooms, not smelling people who don't shower or wash themselves. Like if they can't wash themselves, then that's fine because I feel bad. But I mean, like if you own a shower and you own soap, use it, please. Or right after somebody takes a shit. Oh God, the smell. Even a piss. Sometimes it's like really bad. Ugh. Those are the good moments you don't want a sense of smell. Where would you not go back for a vacation? Went to Florida, great place. Went to a lot of places actually. I've never really been on a vacation other than my bedroom. I didn't mind that. What is the scariest scene you remember from a kid's movie? Well, from my childhood, Gremlins. I watched Aliens. I've watched Nightmare on Elm Street. I've watched Friday the 13th. I've watched original zombie movies. I've watched horror movies like mad. None of them scared me like Gremlins did. And that was supposed to be cute and funny. It scared me because it left on a note of, well, look out for dark places. And as soon as my mom came in my room one night and she's just like, you should turn the light off. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll try. I pass out. I wake up in my dream being attacked by gremlins and I couldn't sleep for a week. It hurt to sleep. Like I was scared. I had to have my mom sit there and wait till I passed out. If you could disinvent one thing, what would it be? Many different things to disinvent, but like there are many different things, and that'd be way too much to put in one video. What always makes you a more confident person? Compliments. To be honest, I can't take a compliment. Somebody calls me hot, I'm like, yeah, right, whatever, who paid you? Or I get called cute, or somebody telling me I smell good, or I look good, or I'm good at something that I'm doing, like dancing, singing, acting, that sort of stuff. It gives me a confidence boost. Like, not an ego boost where it's like, haha, I'm better than all of you. It's like confidence. It's like, you know what? I'll do better with that. I'll go the distance. But there are times where where I just don't feel like it is real. So when they tell me you're good at singing, I'm like, yeah, no, but you really are. Really? Yeah. Thank you. That. Thank you. That I take really good things from that. Or you're meeting a freaking fucking star that's like, oh my god, a great actor, or great something, whatever, and they're like, you're pretty good, and they already are living that life, but they're telling you you're good. That's fucking radical. And every time I think radical, I think of those cups that had those squiggly lines and those cool fucking things that you like, get water in. What is the greatest pain you have ever suffered? Now, I've suffered a lot of pain when it came to being raped. I was abused a lot. I went through a lot of family issues since both my families are pretty much at each other's throats from time to time whenever I bring up one side to the other. Um, but to be honest, the greatest pain I've ever had to suffer was finding out that when I die, I'm pretty much going to die by myself. No one else is going to die with me. And if they did, I'd feel horrible that they weren't living their lives. Just the thought of having somebody hurt because of me, that is a great pain for me. And that's something I can't help another with. If you could buy one object to complete your home, what would it be? I'd buy I'd buy an entirety of every movie prop that I've loved and make a house of it. Like, I would basically like buy one object. I don't even know. I don't know. Plain and simple, there's so many things that would complete my house. What was my favorite childhood game? Have you guys played Foursquare or like kickball and all that sort of stuff and hide and go seek or grounders? I still love playing that to this day. I have probably pulled more of my friends into playing grounders than I thought I ever would when I was a kid. Like, about maybe 2 years ago, no, 6 years ago, I had a lot of friends and we were hanging out and we were pretty much being doofuses around school time. And I was like, hey, let's go to a park. So we went to the park and we sat down, had a few smokes or whatever, and we were just chilling there. And I get this idea looking at it going, let's play grounders. I haven't played this in years. Why don't we do it? And they're like, yeah, sure, why not? So we played grounders. I swear to God, most of us left in more pain than possible because this was a pretty high up thing. We were jumping off of it. We were swinging around. We were being fucking chimpanzees. It was like playing a game of parkour with like the best of the best. Who's the most famous person you've ever met? Dalton McGuinty, leader of Green Party. He was probably the most famous person I met, other than the Argos and a few other famous people, actually. I don't know, but the most famous that people well know. I don't know. I don't know. If fat, calories, cholesterol, etc. were not an issue, what two foods would you feast on? I already feast on pizza. I love pizza. Oh my God, I can live off pizza. Oh, but at least one left. I can't choose two foods. That's like telling me that here's a present, but you can't open it. Here's an apple, but don't eat it. Here's a gun, but don't fire it. Like, you're basically telling me not to do something and I want to, but I can never choose two foods. Pizza's one of them, obviously. Pizza, you can have anything on it. You can have whatever you want. Pizza's one. I don't know the other. If you could be a member of any TV sitcom family, what would it be? The Addams Family. I don't think it's specified as sitcom, but the Addams Family. Or maybe it was. I don't know what sitcom stands for anymore. I haven't watched TV in so long. Help me. Addams Family. I grew up watching them as a kid, and I loved it. I loved Morticia and Gomez. I loved every single character in there. Wednesday was really awesome. Like, she is a pretty wicked girl in that, like, wicked as in, like, I would murder you, and wicked as in, like, oh my God, I idolized her. What is your favorite movie line or scene? I have so many, from The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger as Joker, many from Mark Hamill's versions, a lot of Riddick stuff, a lot of Underworld, a lot of movies, a lot of them. I can't choose one. So, what part of your body could you use a little lotion? I have to be honest. Most of you are looking at the screen right now going, he's gonna say his penis. Right now, I am thinking the same exact thing as you are, but I'm going to be really, really normal about this. My arms. My arms could use lotion. They're ashy, I think, in a way. I guess. Like, I scratch them and it's like, oh, I can see some white on them. Ugh. Like, yeah, I think I need lotion on my arms. What language would you like to master? Japanese, Norwegian, Russian, Swedish, Spanish, Italian, every single language. I want to be multilingual. I want to be able to look at people and master it. But to master it, Japanese. Or German. If you were directing a movie, who would you cast as your leading man or woman? That's hard. I love Mila Jovovich and all the work she does. I love Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp, Jack Nicholson, Mark Hamill. There's so many. A lot of comedians, a lot of action stars. I would have I don't know. I can't choose Johnny Depp. I guess if I had to choose Johnny Depp. Aside from Robert Downey Jr. There are so many. Okay, I can't choose. You try doing that. Aside from lettuce, what are your 2 favorite salad ingredients? So it has to be lettuce, huh? Can't be spinach. No. Carrots and pineapple. I know, weird, huh? If you had to dispose of a dead body, how would you do it? Now, there are many different ways to dispose of a body. Now, this is creepy how I know many of these, but there are many. Bury somebody 10 feet deep, 10 to 12 feet deep, and then 2 to 3 feet above them, bury the body of a dog. A rotting carcass of a dog. Because if they are searching for something like that, you can say, I buried my dog here. And they dig it up, and there would just be a dog. You can't really show anything else that's beneath it. Make sure their body is flat, make sure it's gone. Or you could do a really bloody way, which would probably leave a lot of evidence, but chopping them up, but make sure it's on plastic, like chop them up and everything, cut them up, cut them apart into pieces and stuff, and feed them to pigs. After that, search the feces of the pigs to then burn the hair very, very, very far away. Burning the hair leaves no residue because hair is the only thing that doesn't actually get digested, from what I know, from what I've heard. And there are many different ways. There's sulfuric acid inside of a bathtub. So, find your own way. Do you have a place where you would like to go and think? If so, where? There's a place called Kadia Park in Mississauga. It's a sanctuary. It's a very beautiful place. I love going there. You can barely hear the traffic around, and it's a great area for a lot of cosplayers or photo takers for either weddings or regular. It's great to have a picnic at. There are so many different things you can do there that are pretty much perfect. So there's there and a lot of forest areas. I love to go in nature. What is your favorite event in the Winter Olympics? I don't really watch them, but snowboarding. What profession, and finally, what profession have you always admired? Acting. Acting has always been something I've always admired. So is motivational speaking, dancing, singing as a musician of any kind, like guitar, bass, drums, synthesizers, anything. Any type of thing that has to do with music. Pretty much those are all the things that I've actually admired. But that is all for now. I know I've done a very long video of pretty much over 35 minutes, so I am going to cut it here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing through this entire video. I know you didn't have to, but I love you guys. And now I'm getting hiccups. But I thank you all for watching, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be making another video as soon as I possibly can think of one. So leave a comment in the comment section below of how I've done, what you'd like to see more of, and if you have any questions that you'd want me to do in a video as bonus questions or more. Thank you for watching. I'm KageNoPiero, and I thank you very much. So have a nice day, be beautiful, and don't forget, you always got on my mind. You are always on my mind. God, I need English lessons when I'm tired. So, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. All right, auf Wiedersehen.